Are you kidding me, dude? Are you shitting me, dude? Dude, I cannot get a level 9 unique gloves, searching for them since 5 days, but finding an Aegis Aurora, man. Are you kidding me, dude? Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to give you guys my final update on the solo self-found Mayhem event that I've been enjoying for the past couple of days. I would say a bit more of a casual style for me, so I was playing like about 5-6 hours a day, not like no living like a typical league start would be, like 12, 13, 14 or even more hours. So the progression was slower, obviously, but I still had a good time overall. I actually liked this kind of event. I just not sure about the gauntlet modifiers that we had with the additional projectiles, physicals, extra chaos, and all kinds of like modifiers that just made some of the maps a real nightmare. So as I was explaining in the last episode, where I said like, okay, I'm now at mapping, I've done 3 out of 4 laps, now it's about to grind. I made the decision to say like, you know what, either like I'm gonna go for level 90, and if I haven't found the Rimsaro gloves up to this point, I'm gonna stop it. Unless I find them, I can make the conversion to EK Ignite, the build that I actually want to play, and then push for like level 95. And today I reached level 90 and still nowhere near for the Rimsaro gloves. So a quick reminder here, why do I think that Rimsaro gloves are important? If we take EK is a pure physical spell, with the Rimsaro gloves we have 100% physical conversion into cold, then using a cold to fire support and some other shenanigans to get some real juicy ignites out of this skill. Because if you play a pure physical EK Ignite version, that is just not the way this build is actually designed, and you're gonna lack quite a bunch of damage because EK is a normal physical spell. It's not like a spell that is made for Ignite. It doesn't have any enhancing modifiers when it comes to, I don't know, like Fireball. I think Fireball has like 60% more damage with Ignite or some like shenanigans like that. I think Hexblast also have like based per Doom on your skill, you have increased ailment damage. So these things are made to be ignited with, okay? They have additional modifiers, but EK is just a regular spell. So if we don't use that in a way where we can like really enhance like multi-conversion stuff, we're not gonna get a lot out of it. But funnily enough, I did find other uniques where I'm like kind of like yeah, the weird state. I found an Aegis Aurora, solo self-found by the way. I got my Obliteration Wand. I did get my I think like the Heat Shiver helmet or whatever it's called. Then I 6-linked my Val Regalia in less than 10 fusings, or was it 10 fusings? I don't know. That had a T1 fractured ES on it, right? And it was actually quite cool because with the additional, I think my chest is now like 450 or 500 energy shield. That made me not use discipline. Remember when I used discipline to get my energy shield pulled to about like 1500 or so, or 1300, in order to activate my haste or malevolence with divine blessing, because they cost about 900 mana to actually cast, and since I reserved almost every single bit of my mana pool, I cannot even use those spells. Therefore discipline, so I can activate that with a Val Regalia that I had later on, which I think was a good addition because of the Aegis Aurora, and I do have determination, so I opted in some glancing blows and stuff to actually benefit from the shield. I did have enough energy shield to just skip discipline and therefore take both Herald of Ash and Herald of Purity because of the mana reservation efficiency nodes on the tree that give us reduced mana cost for reserving on the Heralds. Good. When it comes to the gloves, why was I certainly... Because I read the comments and a lot of people were asking me like, why did you actually play solo self-found if you plan to play EK Ignite, if you need certain items, right? And the thing is, the Rimsaro gloves is like a very, very common, basic, unique item. It can drop from level 9 onwards, so you can actually drop them in Act 1, similar to like a Gold Rim or something like that. So you know, it's a very, very common unique, and that's why I was like, what would you say, confident enough to actually find them myself in the gauntlet somewhere at mapping, or maybe I get like a unique goblin or something like that, you know, and then I'll get them and easy clap, right? I got my gold rim, I got so many other uniques. I think I found every single pair when it comes to unique gloves that are in the core drop pool, just not the one that I was looking for. And I did try to get them in many other ways. I was farming my beasts to get to Einhard to craft unique items, unique gloves, for example. I used every single ancient orb to try to convert other unique gloves that I found into Rimsaro. Did not happen either. I converted all my currency into scouring orbs, got the base, because the Rimsaro gloves are the only, I think, like goat hide gloves. The only one that exists in a unique version are those gloves, so I spent every single scour and chance that I had found, even with converted, with vendor recipe and stuff, to try to chance them my own, probably like 100 tries or so, and still haven't gotten it. So, as I said, like, I was doing metamorphs only if they had unique rewards. I was doing expeditions specifically to target those unique treasures and so on, but it just didn't happen. You know, I'm not gonna change it right now. It's sad that it didn't happen. It's actually kind of funny, but it is what it is. Just bad luck, whatever. Gonna move on, right? But yeah, today I reached level 90, still Wave of Conviction, and I feel confident enough to recommend any form of like Ignite build for starting in any single league. Because I remember a lot of people were asking me about the EK Ignite and be like, can I league start this build? How would it work out? What do I need? And stuff like that, right? And this was actually the core reason why I ended up playing solo self-found, because I said I don't want to be based or affected by the market. I don't want to like just farm up currency and buy all the bits and pieces that I need for the build to get going, to then show you guys that it's actually working. And I think in a solo self-found environment where you have like super scuffed gear and whatnot, nobody can actually tell me like, yo, this just handouts, or hey, you found like 3 divines already. I did not find that, so I cannot afford those items and blah blah blah. But if I'm honest, Rimsaro gloves, an obliteration wand, maybe the helmet that I'm currently using, if you want to, these are all like very, very common drops, and they are like, I don't know. And if you're unlucky, you probably get them for 2 or 3 KOs on the first day of the league. I don't really think that there will be any issues to make an EK Ignite viable in a very early stage. And if this is not happening, right, start Wave of Conviction. I trust this skill, this build a lot. I even went with a skill tree for EK the way I wanted to build it. But I'm having a good time, even in the Gauntlet, or at least in the Mayhem event. Solo self-found, as I say again, reached level 90 today, and as of right now, I cannot push further into high tier maps. I can actually just load up my PoE right now, so I can show you that in game. Because at the moment, you know, if you want to progress into high tier maps and want to get the Atlas completion bonuses going, you need to run those maps as rare corrupted. And for some reason, it's actually working. And for some reason, I just ran out of Val Orbs, so I cannot really progress further. So let's go into Hideout, and I'll show you what the current state is. We can go over the gear real quick. The PUB in the description below, as always. So as I said, like, at the moment, like, no chance, no scours, or at least no scourings. I used everything that I had to try to get those gloves going. Other than that, at the moment, I'm just trying to get the Val Orbs. I have an 86 of 115 completion. I think I cleared all the maps, like all white tier maps, all yellow tier maps, 100% completion. 11 is done. I was currently working on 12, so just taking any of the level 12 maps I had, throwing some Orb of Horizons on it, and then just Val them, so I get the additional Atlas completion. So as you see, I'm on the very top end side of the tree already. And it was quite a breeze. There was like no real hiccups, unless there was like modifiers, you know. If you have solo self-found gear and you're actually starting to do like 8 modded corrupted high tier maps, just because you have to corrupt them in order to get your Atlas bonus going, then it can become quite rough. It's definitely not like a solo self-found hardcore attempt or anything like that, but overall a pretty smooth and good experience. Good. Obliteration wand, yeah, nothing to add here. Explosions will deal massive ignites based on the Shaper of Flames. Then I have here Purity of Elements, Discipline, and Determination, as I said. Discipline is something I'm not using right now, okay? Because I have enough energy shield to actually cast my haste or malevolence based on the situation since I got the Val Regalia. Then on the helmet, I found the Heat Shiver. I was using this weird Onslaught helmet for the longest time, which was this one over here, just because I said, you know what, I'm res cat, I don't need anything else, and I get permanent Onslaught, 20% increased movement, cast, and attack speed, so it helps my it makes my mapping experience better, so that's why I was using it. But today I found the Heat Shiver, and I was like, usually I was going for Shaper of Storms for the additional damage, but with the Heat Shiver, gain 1% cold damage as extra fire damage per 1% chill effect, and 100% cold damage as extra fire against frozen enemies. We don't really have a lot of cold damage on this build, right? We have like a conversion with Wave of Conviction, but that would be more like a nice thing once we convert into EK and we have all the physical into cold conversion, right? And based on that, I was swapping from Shaper of Storms into the Shaper of Winter to guarantee the chills. Then also taking masteries with increased effect of non-damaging ailments, which benefits my shocks, my chills, and all these kind of elemental ailments, right? Over here, Herald of Ash, Flame Dash, Cast on Death, and Portal. I think this is like very, very nice to have in whatever softcore build. I was actually farming those breaches to get the Divination card to actually get a Portal gem, bought the Cast on Death from the vendor, and that's about it. The shield, I was using a classic whatever... I think I was using this one before, which is just like life, resistance, chaos res, open, like strength, dexterity, whatever we need. And then today or yesterday I found the Aegis, and I was like, it's a very insane shield. It's not particularly good for this build because you would rather use it on many other builds. I never plan to use an Aegis, but hey, if we find it, it would be the same as if you find any other crazy unique, like, yo, I found a Mage Blood, okay, then let's use it, okay, it's not planned to use one, hey, but if I get one, like, why not, you know? And that actually made me opt in to change a little bit my tree. I'm going over here with the Glancing Blow, so we currently have about 64% block and 50% spell block, because I also opted in the Tempest Shield, because it gives me another 25% spell block with Glancing Blows, makes it a 50%. Aegis does, when you block, you basically recover energy shield based on 2% of your armor. We do have some armor scaling here, not too crazy, like 10,000, but it's still better than nothing. And then also took Divine Shield, so we restore some of the energy shield that we prevent from the physical hits when we block and stuff like that. Good. Next item, or here's Herald of Purity, Molten Shell. Herald of Purity at the moment not in the use. I think Herald of Purity is actually more damage than Herald of Ash, but Herald of Ash gives nice, beautiful explosions, and that is something I value higher than actually flat-up damage. Then for the chest, as I said, I was just finding a Fractured Val Regalia here with T1 Fractured, and I was like, yo, YOLO, you know, quality it up, throw a couple of jewelers on it, and I linked it in 10 fusings, and then I just spammed like some weird essence with 6% mana reservation efficiency, had an open prefix, crafted some energy shield, got double res. I would say a pretty decent thing over here. I got Wave of Conviction, Unbound Ailments, Combustion Support, Burning Damage, Ignite Prolif, and added fire damage. Added fire damage is nice because Wave of Conviction is a physical spell, so we get a pretty nice portion of fire damage. If it's the best support gems, I don't know, but I was running out of chromatic orbs, and I plan to use like double red, one green. Didn't get it, so I'm gonna use other support gems. So don't be like, oh my god, if I get one green, I get like 10% increased damage. It's insane. In the end of the day, you're not gonna feel it too much if I put in a Swift Affliction, or if you run like a 4 blue setup or a triple red setup and you put in a Cruelty instead, you know, like you're gonna play with the settings and you'll be fine, you know. It's not about the super min-maxing, but 6-link is better than nothing. For the rings or any other items here, it's basically life, resistance, movement speed, crafted life. Here we have triple res with a crafted life. On this ring we have some, yeah, nothing crazy. You know, I was starved for chaos res, so I took this one, but in the end of the day it has 25 ES, 27 lightning res, and the crafted strength, because otherwise I cannot use some of my items, which I can do right now, which is interesting. But maybe because I was taking some other notes, like here 20 strength, dexterity, and all res, because you're very starved on those two things based on determination and haste. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. On the jewel department, nothing. I haven't even skilled those because I didn't even found any good things. A small cluster is something that I found from the Delirium, and I just out-spammed it for Uncompromising, which is a 50% increased mana reservation efficiency for Determination that actually exists as a mastery, but the problem is all these like armor nodes here with like 25% mana reservation efficiency, they are like, there is like a bunch on the bottom left side, but nothing on the top side, nothing on the right side, so I really have to go very down here to actually be able to get this mastery, and that's why I said it's probably better if I just get a small jewel here with the Uncompromising to reserve the auras that I'm having, right? And I'm currently running Vitality, Herald of Ash, then Determination, Purity of Elements for the ailment immunity, and Tempest Shield, and I'm having a blast so far, and it's absolutely enjoyable to play. Flasks, anything that you can fit, as I said, cast speed, curse, immunity, evasion rating. I mean, that should better be a granite flask with increased armor, since I don't even have evasion. But, you know, whatever. I picked it up somewhere. It's an item level 28, so that was somewhere in Act 3, and I haven't even bothered swapping that one out. Here, this item level 4 Quicksilver, this is still the one that I picked up from the quest reward in Act 1, you know, so I don't even have flasks on my loot filter, so I should probably do a different loot filter when it comes to Solo Self-Found, but I don't really care. Good, anything else to say about that? Not really. Sadly, I did not get the gloves, but we reached level 90. The path of building is in the description below. If you want to know the transmog or the MTX, what I'm using here is the Harvest Core set, basically with a mystery weapon, the Glimmerwood Shield, which actually looks pretty nice, especially when there is Tempest Shield on it, right? The Raincaller Life Flask, the Searing Quicksilver, which gives you like a small explosion when you actually activate your Quicksilver. All the auras disabled, and the rest is just like Celestial, Dragon Hunter, Stygian, everything that is like has a blue what do you say, a blue appearance in this kind of like yeah, transmog or microtransaction state, to make it just not a red transmog every time I play an Ignite build. But yeah, I think this is it for now with PoE until the announcement of 320, when I'm gonna be very active again when we talk about the new league, the new mechanics, the maybe new items, the new skill, the patch notes, the balance manifesto, and everything that will be featured in this entire thing. There might be a time where I maybe try out the Ruthless mode on like when it's unlocked for streamers to be streamed. So we're just gonna like make a new character and just see how it feels like playing in Ruthless mode. This might be prior to the 320 release, just for the testing mode. If I get access, then I might, it's a good chance, shot that I'm gonna play it. If not, then I would say wish you a wonderful week or whatever. If you play this event or the Mayhem, the Delve or the Endless Delirium, all the best of luck. I'm gonna skip the other two just because I don't want to burn out, and I'm really looking forward for 320 for all the new additions and for the League Start Blast as always. So yeah guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.